Mendez.
Your Honor, he bonded.
Oh, he bonded?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Rafael Valdez Ponce.
Your Honor, he bonded also.
Thank you. Yordanis Pez Duran.
Yes, sir.
Right, sir. I have a charging affidavit with 1 count trespass on property after warning.
Oh my, Your Honor, the interpreter is having a bit of a hard time. Which courtroom is the defendant in? Is it BRC 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Thank you. Okay, connected now, Your Honor.
Okay. This is case 2020 MM485380. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond will remain at $500. Please do not return to the Circle K located at 801 South Cimarron Boulevard.
Your Honor, are you appointing the public defender's office?
Yes, I'm provisionally appointing the public defender's office.
Your Honor, the defense would request ROR on this case due to the charges just being a trespass.
Say, do you have any objections to that?
Your Honor, just to be clear, this is could you say the defendant's name one more time?
Sure. It's I just took it.
Sorry.
It's okay. Oh no. It is Yordanis Pez Duran. Trespassed on property after warning.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Not having any objections from the state, sir, you are going to be released ROR. Thank you.
Thank you.
Juan Santron Garcia. Right. Sir, I have an out-of-county warrant. It looks like it's out of Polk County. Your bond is currently set at $4,959.59. Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, are we appointing the public defender for all these cases?
Yes, for the record, for all cases, I'm provisionally appointing a public defender's office. That was our last one.
Yes, just finished.
All right, we're all done with him. Mr. Interpreter, if you can go ahead and make an announcement to see if anyone needs your services.
Yes, Your Honor. The court request the interpreter will make a brief announcement in Spanish. ¿Alguno de los presentes requiere servicios de intérprete en español? Si es así, dé su apellido en voz alta.
I can only see the podium, but I don't hear anyone requesting the interpreter. If we do need you, we will give you a call back, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Corey T. Booker.
Corey Wilson refused, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
He refused.
He refused.
He refused? All right. I'm going to take his refusal as a waiver of his appearance. I have 2 cases for him. The first case is in regards to 2020 CF 811880, burglary of a structure. Do find probable cause for his arrest. The bond's going to remain at $3,500. He is not to return to the scene of the offense. He's not to have any contact with any witnesses or victims. Is he on probation or is he on bond for this other case?
Out on bond, Your Honor.
All right. And that's for 2020 CF 5274 or 9?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. For 2020 CF 527980, I am going to revoke the bond and set it at 0 due to the new allegations. Christine Alvarado Ramos.
She had an outside medical appointment. She hasn't returned yet. But,
Okay, thank you. We'll reset her, that's fine.
okay.
How about Anne Catherine Llewellyn?
She bonded out, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mark Kevin Scholler,
It's mental health, Your Honor.
mental health, all right. This is Richardson Bahome.
Yes. No. Yes.
All right. Sir, I have a charging affidavit, 1 count of aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for your arrest.
There's a victim present, Your Honor.
All right. And does the victim wish to be heard? All right, ma'am. Tony Stevens.
Hello.
All right. Hello, Ms. Stevens.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, can you state your first and last name for me?
Tony Stevens.
All right, I'm going to put you under oath. Madam Clerk, can you swear her in for me, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Stevens, how do you feel about having contact with the defendant?
It's okay. I'm not under. I'm fine. He can come home.
He can come home?
Yes.
Okay, now this incident just happened, so are you telling me that you're not afraid of him?
No, I'm not.
Okay, do you understand that a no contact order was in place as a way that I can protect you?
Mm-hmm.
So if I remove that, there's no way I can protect you.
It's fine.
Okay. Say, do you have any questions?
No.
Oh, Mr. Yao, do you have any questions?
Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. Pam, how long have you been in a relationship with this person?
Going on 3 years.
How many years?
3.
3 years. And in those 3 years, has Mr. Bonhomme ever expressed any aggression towards you aside from this incident?
No.
Have you ever been scared for your safety when you're around him?
No.
When this incident occurred, were there any minor children involved?
No.
And you're saying today that if he were released, you would not be afraid of him if you were to come back to your
Yes.
place?
I won't be afraid.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, what I'm gonna do is set your bond at $5,000. I'm gonna order no hostile contact. So that means that you cannot be aggressive towards her. You have to treat her with respect. You cannot put your hands on her. If you get upset or anything like that, you need to step away. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, no weapons, no firearms, anything else, State?
Say it again.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
He does qualify, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
He does qualify, Your
For
Honor.
PTR?
Yes.
All right, so that's gonna be with PTR conditions for your no hostile contact and no possession of weapons and firearms, sir, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Stevens.
Thank you.
5,000 plus PTR?
I'm sorry?
5,000.
Plus PTR, yes.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. All right, Gus, for now. All right, sir.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. All right, are you Miss Gaskin?
I sure am.
All right, Miss Gaskin, can you please state your first and last name for me?
My name is Leisha Gaskin.
Madam Clerk's gonna swear you in.
Raise your
Ma'am?
right hand.
Oh.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I received an arrest affidavit for Mr. Fennell. It has 4 counts. The first count is burglary of conveyance with assault, battery. The second one is battery, daily violence. Count 3 is criminal mischief, and count 4 is petty theft. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. I want to speak with Ms. Gaskin. Can you tell me, how do you feel about having contact with the defendant?
I'm okay.
Okay, when you say you're okay, I need a little bit more information. Were you able to hear me speak with the young lady that was before you?
That is correct.
Okay, so the no contact order was in place for the court to be able to protect you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
So if you are requesting contact, then there's no way that I can protect you. Do you understand?
I understand clearly.
Okay, are you afraid at this time?
I'm not afraid of him. I'm just disappointed in him.
Disappointed, okay. If he, let's just say I do allow him to have contact with you and he becomes aggressive, or, you know, there's another situation like this, what would you do?
The same thing that I did the first time, but I'm in hopes that he learned his lesson.
Okay, all right. And there's no one forcing you to come here today and tell me that you wish to have contacts with him?
No, ma'am, not at all.
All right.
Everything that I'm doing it voluntarily.
All right, thank you, ma'am. State?
Ma'am, just a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
How long have you been in relationship with him?
Me and Gus been in a relationship going on about a year now.
And in that year, has he ever been aggressive towards you or anyone else that you've seen?
No, but what I'm just going to be honest, when he drank sometime, and when he drinks, that's what like changes alter his thinking pattern. But outside of that, he's a very good person. I don't really have nothing bad to say about him. Just that when sometimes his mind pattern changes. But overall, no, I don't feel like my life is in danger or anything like that.
Does he drink often when he's around you?
Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he drink. Yeah.
Do you two have any children together?
No, we don't have children together. I'm much older than him. My kids are grown, but he do have small kids, and however, we co-parent those kids together.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, this is what I'm going to do.
Your Honor,
Oh, yes,
and I'm
ma'am.
sorry to interrupt you. I know it's disrespectful, but however, I know that the bond is in your hands, and however, if he get bonded out, I'm not gonna lie, I would be the one to bond him out. And for my sake, could you help, like, maybe make it kind of affordable for those 2 bonds for me, please?
Your Honor, may I
You
say
may.
something? According to his arrest history, he has plenty of violent history against a different victim. It looks like he has a kidnapping and false imprisonment arrest. He has an aggravated battery where the offender knew the victim was pregnant. He has a domestic violence battery. He has an aggravated battery of domestic violence, 2 of those actually. All of these are against a different victim than the person who is standing there right now. It also looks like he has violation of injunction protection, of two of those, and a battery by strangulation. Again, all of those with a different victim. The victim today states that the defendant's mind changes when he drinks, and I just have concerns that we're not going to be there to govern his drinking, and I am afraid for her safety. I would request that he be set for at least a high bond, Your Honor.
But then that's putting me at risk because I won't be able to bond him out.
Hold on, Ms. Gaskin. Let me speak with the Assistant State Attorney. Do you have a specific amount?
I would say at least $5,000, Your Honor.
And
I won't be able
what
to
is your
afford
Ms.
that, though. It's
Gaskins?
me.
Ms. Gaskins, I know you're frustrated, but I need you to stay quiet while I speak with the Assistant State Attorney. Mr. Yao, do you have an objection in regards to the no contact?
I would request for it to be no contact if that bond is set, Your Honor.
Defense?
Defense would object to a $5,000 bond and ask for a smaller bond. Clearly there's a problem with affording bond. He can't. The victim says she's not afraid of him and wants him to come home and wants to pay the bond, so I don't understand why it should be set that high and why a no contact order should be set. That's the case.
All right. Thank you. All right, based upon what the state has told me about the, it appears to be multiple violence against other victims. The bond's gonna be set as such. Count 1's gonna be $5,000. Count 2, and I may have said this a while ago, but I do find probable cause on each of these counts. Count 2 is going to be set at $500. Count 3 is going to be set at $100, and count 4 is going to be set at $100. He qualifies for PTR on counts 2, 3, and 4.
He did not qualify. Your
At
Honor,
all?
for PTR. Correct.
Okay. All right. Mr. Fennell, I'm going to order that you don't consume any alcohol, that you and Ms. Gaskins maintain separate residences, you do not possess any weapons or firearms. With regards to having contact,
So we can't see each other?
Hold on. I'm gonna do a no hostile contact. So, Mr. Fennell, that means that you cannot be aggressive towards Ms. Gaskins. Do you understand me?
Yes.
If you raise your voice, that means you're being hostile. You understand? You cannot be aggressive towards her. You have to treat her with respect. You cannot even look at her with an angry face. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, that's all.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Have a good day, Ms. Gaskins.
All right, happy 4th of July.
Too. Quentin DeAndre Maxey. And we have a Miss Kimberly Morris.
Good morning, Your Honorable.
Good morning. All right, can you please state your first and last name for me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. Kimberly Morris.
All right, but I'm Madam Clerk, swear you in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, so help me God.
All right, so I have an arrest affidavit that has 2 counts. The first count is domestic battery by strangulation, and the second count is aggravated battery on a pregnant person. I did review the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for both of these offenses. I want to speak with Ms. Morris in regards to having contact with this defendant. How do you feel about that?
I feel perfectly fine. When I called, I only called for medical. I just would like to say I never spoke to the officer who wrote the affidavit, so I feel offended that he lied and said he got a verbal something from me when I never spoke to Officer Bricky. I only spoke to Sergeant Petit, the woman.
Okay. And you heard me speak with the other 2 ladies about if I remove the no contact order, there's no way that, the court can protect you.
Yes, I don't feel unprotected. I'm a possible high risk, and I would be in the hospital if it wasn't for him because he's my caretaker and my whole financial right now so that I can have our baby.
How many months are you right now?
I'm 5.5.
All right. If he was to become aggressive towards you or he was to put his hands on you, what would you do?
I mean, he never has, and I told them that as well. That's why I'm kind of upset with the officers. It's on their body mic. Like, it's not what happened, Your Honorable. I'm not trying to call them, but that's not what happened.
Well, I didn't see the body cam, but I did read the charging affidavit, and it appears that, things were pretty bad between you 2.
Yes, because I was more so beating on him. I'm not gonna lie. And they have camera footage of that at Wells Fargo.
All right, let me hear from the state.
Ma'am, how long have you been in a relationship with this defendant, Mr. Maxey?
3.5 going on 4 years.
And do you currently have any children with him?
Just the one we're about to have.
When you called 911 on the day of the incident, you said you just said that you called because you were calling for medical. Could you explain why you were calling 911 that day?
Because I was so, like I said, I'm possible high risk for like preeclampsia, and I forgot the other thing. So I have asthma, and because I was arguing and beating on him, I had got so aroused, and I don't know if that's the right word. I hadn't eaten or drunken anything all that day. So I couldn't breathe, and I was panicking, and I was about to faint. So I immediately told the officer I just wanted to check on me and the baby. She asked also, was I afraid or was anything? And I told her no, it had nothing to do with him. If I can't get medical, he's about to drive me to the hospital.
Did you say anything to the law enforcement officer about him putting his hands on your throat and how you were afraid that that would affect your baby?
No, and that's what I'm upset about in the affidavit.
No other questions, Your Honor.
Defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honorable.
Miss Morris, I know you're telling me that what the officers have written on this charging affidavit is incorrect and that you did not tell them any of this information. But I am concerned about what I've read and the fact that I'm looking at you right now and you're pregnant and you should not be involved in a situation as this. My job is to protect you and your child. So this is going to be my ruling in regards to count one. The bond is going to be set at $2,500. As to count two, your bond is going to be set at $1,500. It's going to be a no contact at this time.
Your Honorable, I'm going to have to go to the hospital if you
I
do
understand.
that.
I want you to listen to me.
I'm going to be homeless if you do that. He's my providing caretaker right now.
And I understand, but I need you to listen to me. Take
I'm
a
about
deep
to
breath.
be homeless with my baby.
This no contact is for right now because this incident just happened yesterday. If you all want to have contact within a week from now,
I'm going to be homeless within a week from now. He has to go to work and pay the hotel by Wednesday, ma'am.
I understand. But you all have to have no contact. In a couple of days, his public defender can do a motion to modify the no contact, but I need you all to be separate right now, okay?
And I'm going to be homeless, though. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Me and my child are going to be on the streets. He's my sole financial and caretaker right now. If we have no contact whatsoever, I have nowhere to go with my baby.
And ma'am, there's services out there. I'm truly sorry, but my job is to protect you. So there will be a no contact order. You are to maintain separate residences. You are not to have any weapons or firearms. All right, thank you.
Just qualify, Your Honor.
For?
PTR?
Okay, so it's gonna be bonds with PTR.
So you can just say, Your Honor, can I say?
Hey, you mind if I say one thing, please?
Nothing about my baby.
Is it about your case, sir? Because if it is, I would advise that you don't tell me anything because we are being recorded.
I mean, it's fine if we're being recorded.
All right, go ahead.
I just want to speak on as far as the strangulation, as far as on the affidavit. I mean, can I read it to you?
Oh, I read it.
Well, it just says that when the officer Alex or whatever his name is, Bricky, it says, no, let me read it so I can just be specific. Right here it says, Deputy Alex Bricky responded to the Wells Fargo Bank at 3900 Silver Star Road, Orlando, Florida, in reference to a battery that was later determined as an aggravated battery domestic. It says, upon my arrival, I met with Sergeant, I'm gonna just say P because I don't know how to pronounce it. It says, originally observed the incident, was first on scene and required support. Basically, it said the sergeant said that she seen a black woman hitting a black male in a sedan. And further along in the affidavit, it says that after she hit me, moments later, I strangled her. But what I'm saying is, if the officer seen her put her hands on me, how didn't she see me strangle her if I strangled her? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Those are all good questions, but those are things you need to speak to your defense attorney about because this is just an initial appearances, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. We have is it Dion Richardson?
It's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Steven Schneider?
Yes, ma'am.
And do we have the listed victim here?
Yes, Your Honor.
We do?
For the Dean Thomas?
No, for Steven
Oh,
Schneider.
no, I apologize.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Snyder, I have 3 counts. Your case is 2020 CF 8136. The first count is domestic battery by strangulation, tampering with the witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, and count 3 is a battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. Your bond's gonna be set at count one, $2,500. Count two, $1,000, and count three, $500. Does he qualify for any pretrial release?
No, he does not due to being on state probation, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sir, you're not to have any contact with any listed victims. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. If you have any personal property, I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve that personal property. That means that you cannot go there unless you have law enforcement with you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand.
All right, you are not to have any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dean Thomas?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. We have a witness here, Miss Yorker.
Hi,
All right, can you please state your first and last name?
Summer Yorker.
All right, gonna put you under oath.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. So I reviewed an arrest affidavit for 2020 CF 8139. It has two listed offenses. The first one is false imprisonment, domestic violence. Count two is battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. I wanted to speak with Ms. Yorker about having contact. So how do you feel about having contact?
I would like to not have any contact, please.
No contact? Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
He does qualify for pretrial, Your Honor.
For pretrial, okay, thank you. So you qualify for bonds with pretrial release conditions. Your bond as to count one is gonna be set at $1,500. You're not to have any contact with Ms. Summer Yorker. So no contact means direct or indirect contact. So no talking to your friends or family members on your behalf to make any contact with her. Do not send her any messages via social media. Do not send her any TikTok videos. Don't write poems, no rap songs, no love songs, no nothing like that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. No weapons, no firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor. Just to clear up something, what was the bond on the second charge?
It's gonna remain at, oh, they didn't have one. Okay, sorry. PC for count two, the battery, domestic violence. Your bond is set at $500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Giomar, is it Levy Melendez? Oh, I skipped one? Oh, wait a second. It appears I skipped someone. Is it Ntunde Ashanti?
And Twai Demela Ashanti.
Okay, thank you, sir. I have a charging affidavit. It's for one count of battery domestic violence, case 2020 MM486A. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Qualifies for PTR, for bonds and PTR.
He was not recommended, Your Honor. We were not able to verify any of his community ties. But if you court order it, he will be released.
Okay. All right, your bond's gonna be set at $500. Sir, you're not to have any contact with the listed victim, who is Salvadio Soneto. You're not to you're to maintain separate residences. So I know you all currently live at 8513 Black Creek Boulevard, but you're not to return to that location. I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve any personal property. You are not to have any weapons or firearms. All right, thank you.
Your
I have
Honor, with
something I'd like to
PTR or
say.
Just bond.
Well, I thought he did not qualify.
He wasn't. I just wasn't sure if he wanted to court order it.
I do.
Okay, so bond
So it's
and
bonds with PTR. Thank you.
Your Honor, can I say something?
If it's about your case, I would advise that you do not tell me anything
No, it's
about
not
your
about
case.
that.
Okay.
When they arrested me, my keys are at the house. My phone is at the house. I don't know anybody to call or so I need to know how to get my keys because I can't contact her and I can't have anybody contact her. So how do I do
Right. I have provisionally appointed the public defender's office. Go ahead and speak with your attorney. They can advise you what to do.
that? I don't have an attorney, and then today or whenever I get out, what do I do?
I've given you an attorney.
Oh,
I-
thank you. I didn't know that.
So Giamar Levy Melendez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I have a charging affidavit for 2020 MM 4865. It's one count of battery domestic violence.
He qualifies, Your Honor.
Thank you. I do find probable cause for your arrest. You do qualify for bonds with PTR conditions. Your bonds will be set at $500. The pretrial release conditions are that you not have any contact with the listed victim. You are to maintain separate residences. You're not to return to 2105 Buchanan Bay Circle, apartment number 105. If you have any personal items at that location, I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve those items, okay? You're not to have any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
If I may ask, Your Honor, I've only spoken to her since I've been stated here, and I've called her, and she doesn't want to press any charges. We have 2 kids together. We still want to speak to each other, which she could vouch for that. The residency at 2105 is my residency, as in she's not allowed back, not because of me. Like, if you guys order me to leave, I'll leave, but she's not allowed back there as well because that's my best friend's house, and I rent the room, so he lets us stay, but as in, this was a mistake, and I have to accept my charges and what I've done. But I've only talking to her like 3 times a day since I've been locked up, and she has no problem like us being still co-parenting, picking up the kids, because the kids go to my house. I have to take the kids every day in the morning to work because my mother's the babysitter. So that's why I'm scared to sign this paper before I mess up and do something where she doesn't agree with that either.
Well, she's not here to tell me that she wants to have contact with you, so I have to order no contact right now.
Okay.
I have provisionally ordered the public defender's office on your case, so you can speak with them and they can do a motion to modify the no contact, okay?
Okay,
But
ma'am.
listen, if she contacts you and there's no modification, don't talk to her because that's going to be a violation of my no contact order. You can land back in jail.
Okay, so first thing I have to do is get with my public defender and get that motion fixed.
Correct.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am.
Did you set a bond?
Right here?
Oh, I didn't set up. I thought I
Did
did.
you?
500.
Okay.
This is for the public defender, call that number.
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I go fast sometimes. Y'all have to tell me slow down.
I'm sorry. You did.
Your Honor, I apologize. Was that a yes to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right, Morgan, is it Marinello?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I have a charging affidavit for 2020 MM 4867. It's battery dating violence. She qualifies for bond and PTR.
She does, Your Honor.
All right, I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond's gonna be set at $500. You do qualify for pretrial release conditions. So Mr. Kevin Turow is not present, so I'm gonna order no contact at this time. I'm gonna order that you all maintain separate residences. If you were sharing a residence, it said that the police officers arrived at 372 Allison Daphne Circle. Is that an apartment, a home?
It's his trailer.
It's his trailer? All right,
Yeah.
so, because you have to maintain separate residences, you can't return there. I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve your personal property from that location, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
No.
All right, thank you. Is it Clifton? Is it Alan Clifton McKee?
Alan Clinton McKee, Jr.
All right, thank you, sir. I have a charging affidavit here for 2020 MF 4875, one count of battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit. He qualifies for bonds with PTR.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your bonds will be set at $500. The conditions of your PTR is not to have any contact with the listed victim, who is Chelsea McKee.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you all are to maintain separate residences. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. No weapons, no firearms. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Blake, is it Rendall?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Right. I have case 2020 MM 4869, one count of domestic battery. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Qualifies for bond with PTR as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your bond's set at 500. Conditions of your PTR is not to have any contact with the listed victim, Samantha.
Yes.
Samantha Riddle, and you cannot return to the location. You all have to maintain separate residences at this time. The home is located at 1749, is it Cap Street Drive?
Cape Steer Drive, yep.
Okay, I will allow you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal property. So that means that you have to be with law enforcement in order for you to go to that property to get your personal items. It is only one time, so you gotta grab everything you can.
Yes, law enforcement explained that to me yesterday on the way here.
Okay, good. So no contact, no return, maintain separate residences, and no weapons, no firearms.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and no contacts, remember, no direct and indirect.
I understand that.
You all have children? You have 3 children?
We have 4 children, Your Honor.
4? Okay. In regards to seeing your kids,
I know I can't,
I will
do
allow.
it till the judge.
I'm sorry?
From what I was reading, all your paperwork here says that I'm not allowed to until I file a court order for it, so.
Yeah, that's gonna be family court. All right, any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's Marco Antonio Rivera.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, I have a charging affidavit for battery domestic violence, 2020 MM 4878. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Bonds with PTR?
He has an open case in Seminole County, so we were unable to recommend him for the program, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, so your bonds will be set at $500. You cannot have any contact with the listed victim, okay? And that's probably gonna mispronounce her name, but Nyashanti Pizarro Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
You all are to maintain separate residences. 14. The 1420 Brook Ridge Drive, was that a shared residence?
No, Your Honor, that's her cousin's house.
That's her cousin's place? All right,
Your Honor, I got a question.
all right. Did you all ever live together?
We live together at the moment.
Currently?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that address?
7309 Grand Avenue, Winter Park.
Winter Park. All right. Because you have to maintain separate residences, I'm gonna give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to 7309 Grand Avenue.
Well,
And
that's. I'm sorry not to cut you off. That's my mother's home. That's my home.
that's your mother?
Yeah, that's. So,
Oh.
but I know she's at her mama's crib or her house right now.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you told me that. So I still want you all to not have any contact, okay? So no direct or indirect. And I don't know if you were able to hear me, social media, you can't contact her, direct messages, nothing like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms. I'm also gonna order that you not consume any alcohol, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I had a question though. Is it 500 period or 10% of 500?
10%.
Of 500? Awesome. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too, ma'am.
Did you want to leave the, return one time?
No, I scratched that off
Okay.
because it's his mom's residence.
Okay.
Lisa Nicole Albin.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, I have 3 counts for you in case 2020 CF 8113. The first count is possession of cocaine with the intent to sell or deliver. Count 2 is possession of methamphetamine. And count 3 is possession of cannabis. Do you find probable cause for each of these offenses? Your bond's gonna be set, or actually it's gonna remain. Count 1 is gonna remain at $15,000. Count 2 is gonna remain at $150, and count 3 is gonna remain at $100. All right? Thank you.
Judge, is there any way I can get it 10% because, or lowered because I'm on a fixed income? And I can't afford 15,000.
I provisionally approved the public defender's office, so go ahead and, you have an opportunity to contact their office and they can file a motion to reduce the bond, okay? Before the assigned judge. Okay? Thank you. James Bursey?
Mr. Bursey bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded, okay,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Robert Cooks also bonded.
Thank you.
And Cruz Tanko, one, bonded.
Thank you. So this must be Tony.
Yes,
Tony,
ma'am.
How do you say your last name? Is it Becky?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You're actually one of the first few judges that get it right off rip.
All right. All right, I have a new case, and I also was made aware that you're out on PTR for 2020 CF 4522.
Yes, ma'am.
But we will address the new case, which is 1 count of possession of methamphetamine, and that case is 2020 CF 8126. I did review the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond is going to remain at $1,500. In regards to 2020 CF 452280, I'm going to revoke your PTR. Your bond's going to be set at 0 on that case, okay?
So I won't be able to bond out?
Not on that one, until you see a judge.
And do you know how long that would take?
I actually don't know what the next court date is, but I have provisionally appointed the public defender's office so they can file a motion for your case that I just revoked the bond on to be heard, okay?
All right,
Good luck to you, ma'am. Alexander Scott, is it Gustafson?
He's mental health, Your Honor.
Mental, okay, thank you. Do we have is it Thomas Laval?
Levon.
Okay.
Levon.
Are you Thomas Laval?
Levon. Levon.
Okay, thank you.
L-A-V-O-N. Do I keep this on?
L-A-V-O-W?
L-A-V-O-N.
Oh, okay.
Do I keep it
All
on?
right, sir, I have a charging affidavit for case 2020 CF 8107. It has 3 counts. First count is aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Count 2 is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And count 3 is tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement. I find probable cause on each of these offenses. Your bond is to count 1 is set at $3,500. Your bond is to count 2 is set at $2,500, and your bond is to count 3 is set at $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to have any contact You may have a co-defendant on this case, but no contact with him, and no weapons, no firearms. Anything else, State?
No, ma'am. Did you read this statement?
I did. All
Okay.
right, I have provisionally appointed the Public Defender's Office. I'm going to advise that you not talk to me about your case, but speak with your attorney about your case, sir, okay? Thank you, good luck.
Okay.
Your Honor, would you like me to take any action on his open case?
Oh, is it the, Willis?
2020 CF 005631.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and revoke the bond and set it at 0.
What? With me? What is happening?
Charlie McLeod?
McLeod.
Thank you. All right, sir, I have 2020 CF 8119. It has 2 counts. The first count is battery, 1 prior battery. And count 2 is threatening law enforcement.
It's what?
Threatening law enforcement, public official, or family member. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for these offenses. Your bond as to count 1 is going to be set at $1,000, and your bond as to count 2 is going to remain at $100. You're not to have any contact with the listed victim on this case, and that listed victim is Mr. Mark David Teeter. Right, you're also not allowed to go back to the residence. Trying to get the address. I don't. Right. No return to the scene of the offense.
Right.
All right, that's it.
Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
The state would also request that the defendant not have any contact with the victim's family. These threats were actually made towards the corrections officer and his wife specifically.
No contact with the alleged victim in regards to count 2 and his family or any members of his family. All right, thank you.
Will I have a public defender?
Yes, I provisionally appointed the public defender's office to you. 1 second, sir.
Yes,
Your Honor,
ma'am.
did we address his second case and misdemeanor?
He has another case.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's right under it.
Huh?
It's right under it.
It's right underneath?
Really thin, but it's there. Right there.
That's weird because I thought the battery, 1 prior battery was in reference to Mark Teeter for 2020 CF 8119, is it not?
It looks like someone, I think it was the victim, basically deleted the M1 battery and then
I'm sorry,
charged
it's what?
got rid of the battery and upcharged it to a prior.
Okay, so I get it.
Yeah.
So he arrested him for a simple battery, then upcharged. All right, so
ma'am.
I am going to, I guess, ROR on the 2020 MM4873. Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll be able to go today?
Manuel Pedro.
Pedro Manuel Pichardo bonded out, Your Honor.
Bonded out. Okay, thank you. William Ricard.
Also bonded out, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear you.
Ricard bonded out too.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Roberts, Chad Roberts.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I have a charging affidavit for 2020 CF 8104. It's 2 counts. First count's possession of amphetamine. Count 2 is possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for these offenses. Your bond's going to remain the same as to count 1, $1,000, and as to count 2, $500.
qualifies for PTR, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna add PTR conditions. It's gonna be drug testing. You're not to possess any drugs. You're not to consume any alcohol, and you're going to be tested randomly. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
So does that mean I'm leaving today?
You have a bond. I've given you a bond. Yes.
With the PTR, is that?
PTR is just certain conditions. You can speak with the PTR officer and they can explain to you what exactly you're gonna need to do, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph Russell.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. Russell, I have a, looks like a warrant. It's for case 2013 CF 15850. Looks like the bond in that case is currently set at 0. Ms. Johnson?
Defense would just ask that you set a bond, if that's the case.
State?
No objection, Your Honor.
State, do you have any?
Actually, I would object only because his new offense was for failure defendant to appear. So if you do set a bond, I would ask that you set it as a medium-high bond.
All right. So we FTA'd for a hearing on March 26th of 2019. All right, so he's been gone for a whole year. All right, I'm not gonna go and set a bond right now. I have provisionally appointed the Office of the Public Defender's Office to your case, so they'll probably file a bond motion in front of the judge that your case is assigned to, okay?
Okay, so when will be my court date?
Your court dates, information is gonna be provided to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. John Santero. All right, I have a charge of fleeing and attempting to elude, 2020 CF 8108. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bonds will be set at $1,500. I see that you're out on PTR for case 2020 CF. Is that 706580?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and revoke PTR. Your bond set at 0 at this time.
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Did they want me to stop and sign before? All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I signed it. That's what I get for leaving my phone in the office. Because I'm like, oh, they're not going to bother me.
Please don't interrupt the right now. No. They said it was mischief last time, they were fine. And apparently he did not. So he is asking. I mean, I said, oh, but. Pass on.
See anyone there. But
You said Robert Cook?
Yes.
let me know when you're ready.
Okay. This one. I'm ready.
All right. Is everyone ready? Cole Donald Scraper. All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
All right, I have an arrest warrant. It's for case 2020 CF 7869. A previous judge has already found probable cause. The first count is for dealing stolen property. Your bond is set at $1,500. The second count is, looks like forgery and/or altering. And that bond is set at $150. All right, I provisionally appointed the Office of the Public Defender's Office to you. All right, thank you, sir.
I was also wondering about the pre-trial or the PTR. I was talking to him about yesterday whenever I got booked, pre-trial releasing. They told me to ask you about it.
We were unable to verify his community ties due to conflicting information that was provided during the interview.
Okay. They weren't able to verify certain information in regards to whether or not you would be able to qualify. So right now you don't qualify that, but you do have a bond on your case.
Okay, and so my bond is how much exactly?
I believe it is $1,650.
Your Honor, he has a second case.
So I only, okay, so 10%.
Okay,
of that?
hold on, sir.
Okay, thank you.
He has a second case,
He has
Your
a
Honor.
second case? Okay. What's the second case?
2020 CF 8117AO.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Looks like there's, 1 count of possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Let me see here. All right. Based upon my reading of the charging affidavit, I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. Your bond as to count 1 in this case will remain at $1,000, and your bond as to count 2, which is the possession of paraphernalia, drug paraphernalia, your bond is going to remain at $100.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
All right, Christopher Smith. Oh, not Christopher.
Behavior, Your Honor.
Christopher Smith was behavior, Your Honor.
He was
Behavior.
behavior?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What I'll do for his case is, I'll go ahead and reset. Amanda?
Yes, ma'am.
Sumter?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, defense is a.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Oh.
For 2020 CF 814, that looks like a 0. I reviewed the charging affidavit. I really don't understand, what's actually going on in this charging affidavit. I don't find probable cause at this time. State, do you have any response?
Would you entertain a request for a 24-hour reset to give us a chance to clarify some of the gaps in this
Okay,
affidavit?
I'm gonna do a reset for 24 hours. So Ms. Sumter, I'm going to, hopefully see you back tomorrow so we can address your case.
Do
I
I get
don't know why this has no bond.
I was gonna ask, do I get a bond, please? Because I've been in here since Friday morning. And I wasn't able to come see the judge yesterday morning.
All right, I'm gonna give you a $500 bond at this time.
Thank you so much.
Qualifies for PTR, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
She qualifies. She just going on PTR, Your Honor.
Do a straight PTR?
Yes, anyone that qualifies for straight or bondant.
All right, so we'll do a straight PTR on this case, but I will give the state 24 hours to
Could you
get
please
me some information.
Could you please explain what that means? I don't understand.
There's no monetary bonds attached to it. It's just a straight pretrial release. So you're gonna have a pretrial release officer. So just give them a call, and whatever they tell you to do or not to do, don't do it. But some of the conditions I'm gonna impose on you is not to possess any drugs, do not consume any alcohol,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're gonna be tested randomly. Okay, so those are just some of the conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Ashley Thomas.
Yes.
All right. This is a reference to case 2019 CF 12365. This is a grand theft third degree. It says that you failed to appear at arraignment that was set for February 20th of 2020.
I didn't know that.
Right. I have provisionally appointed the Office of the Public Defenders. Ms. Johnson, do you have any recommendations for this case?
In regards to bond for, this is Thomas,
Yes.
correct? No, defense would just ask that you set bond in this case.
State?
I don't,
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
I don't have the arrest affidavit for this case. For some reason, I didn't receive one.
Yeah, it's just, so you don't have the capias?
No, I do not.
Do you want to
If
look
could
at my
just-
copy?
Yeah, if you could just give me a second.
While she's looking for that, State, do you have any recommendations for this case?
It looks like she has previous thefts, including a petty theft, a larceny, grand theft, and uttering a forged check. I don't have an objection to a bond being set at this time. I just ask that it be set at least $2,000, Your Honor.
You said at least 2? Okay. Defense?
Defense has nothing to add to that, right? Just that you set a bond.
Ma'am, your bonds will be set at $3,500, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Please do not miss any further court dates, okay?
Okay.
Clayton Wright?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have a charging affidavit for case 2020 CF 8111. It's 5 counts. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause on each of these offenses. In regards to count 1, your bond is going to be set at $5,000. Count 2, your bond is going to remain at $300. Count 3, your bond's going to remain at $300. Count 4, your bond's going to remain at $300. And count 5, your bond's going to remain at $200. All right, anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. King Harvey? Mr. Harvey?
Yes.
All right. I have a driving license suspended. He's out on bond for a DUI.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for the driving license suspended offense. Your bond's gonna be set at $500. With regard to the 2020 CT 603AO, I'm going to revoke your bond in that case due to the new offense. All right, thank you. Anthony Romero.
Anthony Romero bonded out, Your Honor.
Thank you.
What was that, Your Honor?
He bonded.
He bonded. Mr. Romero.
Thank you.
James Daniels. Or is it Scott? Or is it James Scott? Hold on.
James Scott.
Okay. James Scott Daniels.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm looking at a charging affidavit for 2020 MM4870. It alleges 2 offenses. The first one is battery. Second count is criminal mischief. I do find probable cause for your offense. Count 1, your bond's gonna be set at $500. And count 2, your bond is gonna be set at $100. In regards to case 2020 CF 1929, you were out on bond, so I'm gonna go ahead and revoke that bond, set it at 0 at this time.
So
Right.
I had Moncrief pay the same thing for this new bond. It's already been paid. So what does that mean exactly? What just happened?
You have 0 bond on the 2020 CF 1929 case because you picked up new charges. All right, it's my understanding that Mr. Cohen represents you on that felony case.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead and call him so he can tell you what to do, okay?
All right, I will.
Our state would also request no weapons or firearms on the battery.
No weapons, no firearms, no contact with listed victim as well.
Will I be able to get bonded out? Like I've already been paid. Like I'll be able to leave.
No, there's a 0 bond on that felony case
So
because
I'm
you
gonna have
have
to-
new charges.
So I have to stay here?
Yes, speak with your attorney, sir.
All right.
Ivan Guerrera.
Mr. Guerrero, bonded out, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bernard Hills.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Bernard. I have a charging affidavit for 2020 MM4871. It's a petty theft. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond is going to remain at $250. Please do not return to the Walmart located at 3101 West Princeton Street.
Yes.
You have another case, which is 2020 CF 2493. Looks like you were ROR'd on that offense. State, can you give me some more information? Was that case not charged? It was not?
Which case?
The 2020 CF 2493.
I apologize, Your Honor. I do not have that information on hand. I can look it up.
Yeah, no information.
There was no information? And the date of arrest on that case was 3/29.
The original date?
Yes.
2/23.
3/23.
22. 2/23/20.
February?
February.
Oh,
That's what it
okay.
says right
Well,
here.
Since it's February, I'm not gonna touch the 2020 CF 2493. Stay out of trouble, okay?
What
Mr.
about
Hill?
the other one?
Ma'am?
You got another one under there.
Oh, wait, don't go. They're telling me you have another one.
Well,
And is that the 2020 MM4871?
4085.
Oh, 4085.
Oh, that's a notice to appear.
Okay. I'll take no action on this.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you, sir. Amos Silbrian? All right, sir. I'm reviewing a charging affidavit for 2020 MM4872. And they've alleged one count of petty theft. I did review the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bond will remain at $250. You're not to return to Walmart, located at 5734 South Orange Blossom Trail. Now, you're out on bond on case 2019 CF 1756880. I'm going to go ahead and revoke that bond. Your bond's set at 0 at this time. Jimmy Ray Williams. All right, 1 second. Straight PTR, right?
Your Honor. Jimmy Williams, Your Honor? Was this for Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Your Honor, there was an additional FAD that was added on for him. He's currently out on bond for an open case.
Oh,
What case?
I may have missed that.
20. Pulling up right now. 2020 CF 006241.
6421?
6241, Your Honor.
6241. You say he's out on bond?
Yeah. This is for a petty theft, trespass on property after warning in an open container.
Okay.
And the arrest date was May 20th.
Okay. All right, thank you. So we have a few cases for you. The first one is 2020 MM4874. It's one count of trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause for your offense. Your bonds can remain at $250. You are not to return to 455 North Garland Ave, which is the Link's main terminal. For case 2020, is that MO 748?
Yes.
All right. I do find probable cause for your arrest. Your bonds will remain at $250. And for the case that you're out on bond, which is 2020 CF 6241, revoke your bond set at 0. Jeremy Savell?
Yes.
All right, I have one count of petty theft. Your case number is 2020 MM166. I do find probable cause. Your bond is going to be set at $500. You're not to return to 3770 North Goldenrod, which is a Target. All right. Am I missing any additional cases that he may have? Okay. All right, thank you.
Can I get on pre-bond release or an ROR? My money is tied up because I'm moving into a new place that I had to pay the deposit and first month's rent and everything. But I'm currently am a Florida resident, which I don't know if it's on there or not. I'm moving from Winter Park to Apopka, sorry.
Okay, well, I provisionally appointed the public defender's office, so if you wish to reduce your bond, they're gonna have to file a motion for reduction of bond, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Patrick McLemore?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have an out-of-county warrant. It looks like it's out of Marion County.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have case number 2018 CF 4838A. The bonds on that case is currently set at 0 at this time, okay?
So I'm
there
not.
should be,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I said I'm not allowed a bond then?
No, the judge that's assigned to your case has issued a 0 bond.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oscar Caps?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a charging affidavit for 2020 CF 8029. It's actually a warrant for your arrest, so the probable cause has already been found. The judge in this case has already issued a bond, so your bond has to count 1, which is burglary of a dwelling, set at $3,500. As to count 2, your bond is set, and count 2 is the grand theft third degree. That's set at $1,000, okay? You're not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have any contact with the listed victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you are out on bond for a grand theft motor vehicle, and that case is 2020 CF 335480. I'm gonna have to revoke your bond and set you at 0 at this time. Okay?
Is there any way I can keep that bond? I go to trial in next month. And
I have provisionally appointed the Office of the Public Defender to you, so go ahead and contact them, speak with your attorney, and see about filing a bond motion, okay?
Because I haven't, done anything to revoke any of my bonds. That's a hearsay case also.
That's something you can speak with your attorney about, sir.
So I don't have
Right.
a bond.
Not for that case, thank you.
Your Honor, that was Oscar Caps, correct?
Yes. Sean Quentin Cosby.
Yes, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is in case 2020 MM4856. It's 1 count of violation of domestic injunction. I do find probable cause. Your bond's gonna be set at $1,500. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You're to continue to maintain separate residences. Do not go to her home, her workplace. Do not possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Dave?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And that's it, right, for him? All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
Yes.
One gentleman that was supposed to bond out earlier, but I guess that did not happen. It's Mr. Cook from a felony page.
Okay.
Robert Cook, so they
Yes.
brought him back upstairs. Would it be possible if you could do him?
I can do him now, yes.
Okay, sure. This is Robert Cook.
Right, Mr. Cook.
Yes.
Right, the first case is 2020 CF 8122. Possession of cocaine. Do find probable cause for your offense. Your bond's gonna remain at $1,000. For case 2020 CF 136AO, this deals with the failure to appear. The judge has given you a bond, so as to count one, your bond is set at $1,000. As to count two, your bond is set at $100. And as to count three, your bond is set at $100.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Your Honor, as a clarification, what did you set the $1,000 bond on? Was that for the possession of cocaine?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you set a bond on the possession of drug paraphernalia or the resisting officer without violence?
I don't have a drug paraphernalia.
Just 1 second.
He had an LCD with
The possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia, yeah. Those are all, the possession of drug paraphernalia was $100, and that resisting is $100.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right. James Harrison Jr.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
He's mental health, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We'll reset until he's released. Do we have Angel Ortiz Perez?
He's medical, Your Honor.
Medical. Okay, we'll reset until he's released. Then last but not least, we have a Todrick Peterson.
He's also medical, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, we will reset until he's released as well. I don't have anyone else in front of me. I don't have any other paperwork, so we're all good?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right, court is adjourned. Enjoy your fourth.
You too. Thank you.
All right, welcome. Right, I have a charging affidavit. It has 3 counts. Possession of controlled substance without prescription, which is the methamphetamine. Altering, destroying, concealing, or removing. Can't read the rest of that, but it looks like it's in regards to the bag of pills. And then possession and use of drug paraphernalia. Ms. Cobb, you indicated that you had a PC argument for count 2.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I
Let me proceed.
a VOP as well.
Hold on, sir. Ms. Cobb.
So it looks like in this case, the allegation is that Mr. Hamstra threw what was to be a small red baggie filled with a white rock-like substance, and Deputy Gottschalk found it on the grass. According to Chapman versus State, that's a 5th DCA opinion. They say in this case that they don't believe, that the court does not believe that legislature intended for the simple act of abandoning a bag of drugs at the scene of arrest in the clear sight of law enforcement to constitute the commission of an additional 3rd-degree felony. Also, an Abbas versus State, that's a 4th DCA opinion, and Boyce versus State, that's a 2nd DCA opinion. Both of those cases say that tossing drugs while in the presence of law enforcement does not constitute tampering. And so I'm arguing that in this case, he abandoned the drugs while in the presence of Deputy Gottschalk. And so for that reason, there is no probable cause for the tampering. He was able to find the drugs. I'm sure they're in evidence right now, so they were not altered or destroyed or concealed because the deputy was able to recover them later.
All right, thank you, State.
Your Honor, State would argue that we are missing a very important supplement for this arrest. I believe Deputy Gottschalk has not submitted a supplement, or at least I have not had a chance to review it. I would request a 24-hour reset on this specific case just so we can get that supplement. It's possible that the defendant, instead of just tossing the drugs, was purposefully trying to conceal the drugs. It depends on what the ground was, if it was tall grass or if there's rocks, or specifically exactly where they found the drugs. I believe that would be material to this charge.
All right, from what I read, it looks like it just said that it was tossed to the ground and that he observed the defendant throw the items on the ground. So based upon that, I would have to agree with Ms. Cobb. So for count 1, I do find probable cause. Your bond will remain at $1,000. That's count 2. Tampering, I'm going to go ahead and ROR you on that count. In regards to count 3, I do find probable cause for possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond is going to remain at $500. All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Judge, what was count 3
Count 3 was possession of drug paraphernalia,
and the bond amount?
$500.
And Mr. Hamstra is currently out on probation. He was sentenced on June 20th for possession of methamphetamines.
Is that the 2020 CF 1127 case?
Yes, Judge.
All right, based upon the new offenses in this case, I'm gonna find an on-view violation. Your bond's gonna be 0 on this case.
Thank you, Judge.
What's that case number that's on there?
Sure. It's 2020 CF 1127. That's the one I revoked.
Okay, thank you.
All right, officer, who do we have next?
Judge, all the rest of the inmates are en route.
Okay. Do you have any additional PC arguments for any of these upcoming defendants? Ms.
I
Bond?
have one for Malik Pena Ortiz. It's when I was reading it, it's a very close one. I'll make it anyway. Which is, he's charged with resisting arrest without violence.
Oh, this one, yes. Okay.
And there were a couple of the resets. I'm going to waive their, well, except for DeAndre Jackson. But Elisa Caraballo, she is in, I guess, negative airflow. That's what I have. And she has a VOP. I'm going to waive her appearance.
This is the VOPT for DUI.
Right.
Judge, we have everybody. Malik,
Okay.
did you want to take the Spanish first, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's that Malik Pena Ortiz. The one we have.
please state your first and last name?
Solo debe su nombre y apellido, por favor.
Malik Joel Peña Ortiz.
Pero no tan cerca del micrófono.
Malik Joel Peña Ortiz.
Marichocto Martís.
Malik Joel Peña Ortiz.
Okay, thank
Malik
you.
Joel Peña Ortiz. That's better.
Sí, correcto.
That's correct.
Sir, I've reviewed a charging affidavit for one count of resisting arrest without violence. I'm going to speak with your defense attorney in regards to a probable cause argument. Ms. Cobb?
Tiene el cargo por oponer resistencia sin violencia, es el cargo que está en el escrito acusatorio, así que voy a hablar con el abogado que está aquí, de la Defensoría Pública, para ver su argumento.
Perfecto.
Perfect.
Well, the first argument that I have is that the officer did not have an objective basis for stopping Mr. Pena Ortiz. The only descriptor that he had was his clothing, and the alleged victim in this case, Mr. Perez Benitez, he didn't even confirm that this was the suspect.
Ms. Cobb, slow down.
This is
Thank you.
Spanish.
Thank you very much. Sí, primero que todo, su señoría, la detención que hizo el oficial de la policía no tenía ningún fundamento objetivo. Lo hizo basándose únicamente en el atuendo o la ropa que llevaba, y al hablar con la supuesta víctima, un tal Pérez Benito, ni siquiera hizo la confirmación, ni siquiera de que ese era realmente el sospechoso.
¿Quién es la víctima?
Who's the victim? Espere.
The next argument that I have is there was no founded suspicion to stop him, and there was no PC to make an arrest. The officer says himself that due to Malik never forcing entry into the residence, he did not have intent to commit a crime therein. So he didn't have a reason to stop him, as there was no crime that was being committed. He didn't have reasonable suspicion to stop Mr. Pena Ortiz, because he didn't even know if that was the suspect that the alleged victim in this case was referring to. So based on those arguments, I'm gonna ask that the court find there was no PC for this arrest.
Así que, basándose ahora en el argumento que quiero presentar, es que realmente no se ha determinado ni siquiera por qué hubo tal detención, porque él ni siquiera realmente se aclaró si era sospechoso del asunto. De hecho, no hay ningún indicio de culpabilidad o de fundada sospecha para efectuar este arresto que hizo el policía. Supuestamente que el señor Malik había hecho una entrada a la fuerza, pero realmente no hay ninguna confirmación de la misma. No había ninguna razón, porque no había ningún crimen. Y ni siquiera cuando se habló con el señor Peña Ortiz se hizo la confirmación si quién era la víctima, si era la víctima o no era víctima. Así que yo pido a su señoría que aquí no hay ningún indicio de culpa.
State?
Your Honor, the victim in this case, Furman, did indicate that he saw the alleged defendant, and that the person that was trying to open the front door of his residence was a white male wearing an orange shirt and black pants. Now,
Su señoría, de hecho la víctima sí señaló que vio al presunto acusado en este caso, y que era una persona que vio a la persona que abrió la puerta, y lo describió como un hombre blanco con camisa anaranjada y pantalones negros.
Deputy Solis states in the affidavit, I located the suspect walking on Poinciana Boulevard.
Y que ubica sospechoso caminando por Poinciana Boulevard, dijo el alguacil Solís.
I can only assume that he meant he located a white male wearing an orange shirt and black pants, but I understand if the court doesn't accept that, so I would ask for a 24-hour reset so we can get more details on this case. But if he did locate the suspect based off of that description, then
Así que yo supongo que hizo la detención porque vio que era un hombre blanco que tenía una camisa anaranjada con los pantalones negros. Pero si eso no se determina, yo le pediría al tribunal que nos dé 24 horas para posponer y seguir con esta audiencia en 24 horas para aprovechar de que nos dé el oficial un poco de más detalle, a ver si el oficial tiene más información.
Then based off of that description, the officer was conducting an investigation as he had reasonable suspicion to believe a crime was occurring, namely the defendant or the alleged defendant was fleeing from the scene, and therefore was in his lawful duty in requesting the alleged defendant to stop walking away.
Entonces, se estaba basando en la descripción. Hay que tomar en cuenta que el oficial estaba realizando una investigación y él tenía razones para sospechar de que se había cometido un crimen y que el presunto acusado se estaba alejando o escapando del área. Así que el oficial estaba en su correcto ejercicio de sus funciones al pedirle al acusado que se acusara y que no siguiera alejándose a pie.
State, I'll give you 24 hours in regards to identification because it doesn't really speak to that within the charging affidavit.
Le doy 24 horas para que se haga esa identificación, fiscalía, porque no, eso no está escrito en el escrito de acusación.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias, su señoría.
Are you gonna leave his bond at 500?
Yes, bonds will remain.
$500.
I'm sorry, he also qualifies for direct PTR.
Y también califica para libertad provisional.
We'll take that up tomorrow.
Mr. Pena Ortiz does not have any history.
Thank you.
Y no tiene historial. Your Honor, is there a case number associated to Mr. Malik? Because interpreter couldn't find it in the database.
It's a new case, it doesn't have a case number.
We don't have a case number as of yet.
Understood, Your Honor.
Do we have any more people in there that's going to require the Spanish interpreter?
Not at this time, Judge, but if the interpreter would announce the room.
Yes, Your Honor. The interpreter will go ahead and make the announcement. ¿Alguno de los presentes requiere servicio de intérprete al español que levante la mano y diga su apellido en voz alta?
I see no hands, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day, everybody. Happy 4th.
Oh, we got Orange County. Call him back. Okay.
Oh, Your Honor, one more thing. The interpreter got a message from AV, and all he was requiring from you is that when you're ready to make a switch, he says.
To Orange?
Yes, to Orange. Just to say out loud that you are ready to make the change.
Okay, thank you.
And the interpreter will be back. We still have Orange, correct?
Yes.
Okay, the interpreter will be back momentarily, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anthony Albaran.
Judge, he's approaching.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is a warrant for 2 counts. Fraudulent use of, looks like it pertains to dealing and stolen property
Yes, Your Honor.
and theft.
Your
Your
Honor.
case number is 2020 CF1830. I'm gonna keep your bonds the same, so as to count 1, your bonds can remain at $500. And as to count 2, which is the dealing stolen property, your bonds can remain at $1,500.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Don't tell me anything about your case.
No. My wallet has been missing for a month and a half. Somebody is using my ID.
Okay.
I've been living in the same spot. I got ordered my bank card or my social security card because I'm disabled. I went to the army, and somebody keep popping stolen property on my record, and I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay, I'm gonna provisionally appoint the public defender's office on your case. Go ahead and speak with your attorney in regards to that information, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Zayvon Nisa Ali.
Judge, that's my client. I represent her in another case. The jail told me that she was detoxing. And so given that information, I'm going to waive her appearance and stand in her appearance for initial appearance today.
All right, thank you. It appears that she's out on bond on, is it 2020 CF 222 and 2020 CF 1284? Ms. Duncan, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So based upon the new offense for possession of cocaine, which I did review and I do find probable cause, I'm going to set bond for the possession of cocaine. The bond is going to be $2,500. In regards to 2020 CF 1284 and 2020 CF 222, I'm going to revoke, and her bond's going to be set at 0.
Judge, are you appointing her on this case, the possession of cocaine?
Yes, I'm provisionally appointing your office.
Thank you.
Kenny Alvarez.
Judge, we're asking the court to set bond at 1,000 on count 1.
1,000?
Well, 500, but
All right.
it has been my experience that's what judges are setting batteries at. But
All right, Mr. Alvarez, I did review the charging affidavit. It has 2 counts. The first count is battery domestic violence. The second count is assisting in arrest without violence. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. Looks like you qualify for bonds with PTR. Is that correct, Ms. Duncan?
Yes, Judge.
All right, your bond's gonna be set at $500 for count 1. You're not to have any contact with the listed victim. You're not to return to her home. If you have any items in her home, I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve your personal items. That means you cannot go over there without having law enforcement with you. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not to have any weapons or firearms. Count 2, your bond can be set at $500. State, do you have any additional conditions?
I would ask for the defendant not to have any weapons or firearms, Your Honor.
Okay, yep, just said that, so, okay, we're all good, thank you.
That's with PTR for Mr. Alvarez, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
Alexander Gonzalez. Mr. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or afternoon. I have 1 count. It's for a battery. I did review the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for your arrest. And Ms. Duncan, has he been screened for any mental health concerns?
He has mental health cases, Judge. I was unable to see them. The only thing that I have as far as his history is in 2006 for a battery that was dismissed, and that was it, Judge.
Okay. He qualifies for PTR in this case as well.
With bond, Judge. It's
With
a
bond.
97.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set your bond at $500 with PTR conditions. You're not to have any contact with the listed victim. You're not to return to 113 Hollyhock Court. I will give you a one-time assistance with law enforcement to retrieve any personal property that you have there. And like I spoke with the gentleman before you, that means that you have to be with law enforcement to retrieve your items. You understand?
Yes.
Your Honor,
All
state
right.
would also request no weapons or firearms in this
No,
case.
no weapons, no firearms. All right, thank you, sir. Walter Johnson.
And Judge, based on the facts, we're asking for a $250 bond on this case.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I do have a question.
If it's about your case, any facts about your case, you can't tell me, but if you have something else, a question that does not pertain to your case?
Yes, absolutely.
then?
1714 Foxhall Circle. That is my residence. I'm the leaseholder of that residence, and not Sarah Ali.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay,
I'm
thank
also,
you.
excuse me?
Is that all? Or do you
Yeah.
have something else?
I saved someone's, like, she was gonna kill herself. I saved her life, and I'm here right now. So I'm not trying to tell you the facts of the case. I'm just saying I'm a healthcare worker. I work in a hospital. If y'all put me on a no contact again, and I had to save her life, I would do the same thing. So I'm not asking you for anything else other than to see what's going on. Like I saved that woman's life, and I was there for my son. That's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Johnson. All right, I did review the charging affidavit. Ms. Cobb, you were stating something earlier in regards to bond.
Yeah, we're asking for a $250 bond. I know that, well, according to the affidavit, that there was a no contact order, and he was ordered by Judge Arendez not to have any contact. But it looks like him and the alleged victim.
They were communicating.
Were communicating.
My question to you is, her order also said that he was not to return to the home. Now I guess he went to the home, but he's saying that he's the leaseholder. Do we have any information about the victim? Does the victim live there?
Not at this time.
Okay, Mr. Yao, do you know if the victim lives at 1714 Foxhall Circle?
I do not know, Your Honor.
She does not.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. On the violation of pretrial release, I'm going to set your bond at $500. And for 2020 MM1299, I am not going to do anything on that case. I'm just going to leave it alone and let Judge Arendez handle that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're all done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jose Ramos. All right, good morning, sir. I have a charging affidavit for you. It has 2 counts. The first count is grand theft. Second count is possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for each of these offenses. Your bond's going to be set at $500 for count 1 and $500 as to count 2. Now, you have case 2020 CF1238 that you're on probation for. Because of this new offense, I do find an on-view violation of your probation, so your bond's going to be set at 0 on that case. And I'm going to provisionally appoint the public defender's office to you. Okay, thank you. Bradley Schwarzkopf.
Yes, Judge, he's in medical under some concerns about the COVID-19, so I'm going to waive his appearance.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hall.
Judge, I actually spoke with a victim, and she's requesting a no hostile contact. She wanted to be in court. Unfortunately, due to medical conditions, she cannot attend.
Right. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. It's 2 counts. The first count is domestic battery by strangulation. I do find probable cause for this offense. The bond's going to be set at $1,500. Second count is battery. I do find probable cause. The bond's going to be set at $500. Ms. Duncan, does he qualify for a PTR as well?
With monetary bond, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to add PTR on this case. It's going to be a no contact with the listed victim, no return to the address at 4552 Hickory Tree Road. He's not to have any weapons or firearms. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I will give him a one-time assistance with law enforcement. If he has any personal property, then he can obtain those with law enforcement. right, thank you. Darius Segure.
Judge, he qualifies for direct PTR.
Any objections, state? Good morning.
Just a second, Your Honor. No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. I reviewed your charging affidavit for possession of marijuana over 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'm going to go ahead and release you direct on pretrial release, okay?
Excuse me, ma'am. A quick question. I got released before on pre-trial release, and it had a whole bunch of like, I don't know, like urine tests right away and like curfews and all that. And I already have plans to go out of town on the 10th, so I don't know if that's gonna work.
Talk to PTR.
Judge, is there any conditions that you want to set forth or no?
Just the usual drug testing.
You want drug and alcohol testing, Judge, or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drug and alcohol testing. Do not possess any controlled substances. Okay? Do you understand me?
Yeah, ma'am. Is it anybody could just bond out or get a set bond, please?
No, you're on pretrial release. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am.
Adam Syed.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. I have an arrest warrant. It has 2 counts. First count is petty theft. Second count is burglary of occupied structure, unarmed. Probable cause has already been found. Your bonds are set. Count 1 will remain at $500, and count 2 will remain at $2,500.
Your Honor, I was already out on bond and.
Judge? Excuse me 1 moment. Judge, this warrant specifically says a no return and a no contact.
Yes, I was going to get to that. Thank you. So you're not to return to the scene of the offense, and you're not to have any contact with a list of victims. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. The question
I'm going to provisionally appoint the public defender's office, so whatever questions you may have, please speak with them, okay? All right. Do we have Kenneth Patrick, is it Cleat Jr.?
I spoke to Ms. Cobb in regards to Kenneth Platt, Alicia Caraballo, Jeffrey Menendez.
Oh, that's right. Are they still contained? All right. So will you're gonna waive all their appearances, Ms.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So just for the record, this is what I'm gonna do for Mr. Kenneth Cleat. Let's see. It's an out-of-county warrant for case 2020 CF 6992, Orange County. The bond is currently set at 0. For Jeffrey Menendez, VOA, which is 2017 CF 1499. Left myself a note that says no warrant. I did not review it. Do we have a VOP affidavit, Ms. Cobb? Did you see it?
I don't have one.
All right. I'm gonna reset so y'all can get me a VOP affidavit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have it.
You do? Okay. Can I see it?
1 moment. No, this is just the IA paperwork. This is all I have. May I
Judge,
approach?
if you give me a few minutes, I can send it over via email.
Okay.
Okay, this is Menendez, Judge?
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Judge, they're going to be emailing it shortly.
They're gonna email it to myself or?
No,
clerk?
Judge, to Orange County, it's clerks.
Okay. In the meantime, while we wait for that, we will address Ms. Elisa Caraballo, case 2019 CT 161710. It's a VOP for driving under the influence. And this is also a warrant case. The bond's going to be set at 0.
This is Orange County, Judge, or Orange County case, right, Judge?
Oh, it is. It sure is. Yes.
She's medical?
Yes.
Judge, can we recall Kenneth Klatt, please?
Yes.
Will the court be inclined to setting a bond on this? I believe the underlying charge is inciting riots, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Will the court, I mean, it's not a violation of probation, it's not a PBL, it's not a capital felony. Will the court consider setting a bond in that case?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and set them at 1,500.
Thank you.
Any information about the Jeffrey Menendez, Novoa?
Not yet.
Say, do you have any information about Mr. Menendez in
No,
regards
Your
to
Honor.
the violation?
I do
Nothing?
not.
Okay, so we'll wait. In the meantime, we'll address Mr. DeAndre Jackson. And yes, Ms. Cobb, I know that you have a PC argument.
How you doing, man? Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so we have two cases. The first one is 2020 CF 1860. There's 3 counts: burglary of unoccupied vehicle, unarmed, petty theft, first offense, and grand theft of a firearm. So Ms. Cobb.
This case, I'm just kind of confused on this case because we handled parts of his case yesterday.
And Thursday. So basically, the charging affidavit was a little confusing. So in regards to count 1, burglary of unoccupied vehicle, it pertained to 1438 Pro Shop Court. There was no entry, but according to the charging affidavit, they were attempting to, I guess, jiggle the door, but the door was locked, so it technically is an attempted bird conveyance. Do you agree with that, State?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. I do find PC for attempted burglary. The bond will be set at $1,500. The second count is for petty theft. I am still unsure what that petty theft is, so I'm going to go ahead and ROR. For the grand theft of a firearm, there was a PC argument made by your office in regards to the firearm was not found in possession of Mr. Jackson, but another individual who said that she saw or potentially he could have placed that firearm in her bag. But if you also read in the affidavit, this individual also said that they saw the firearm on Mr. Jackson's person earlier in the night.
I think I remember, and I'm trying to look at the affidavit. I think she said she saw a firearm and not particularly that firearm.
That's what the police said.
It says with the firearm. I don't know either. Like I said, I wanted some type of clear information from the state, but it's still unclear. So I'm going to go ahead and ROR on the grand theft of a firearm count as well. Now, in regards to 2020 CF 1861, There's 2 counts. It's grand theft of motor vehicle, and that is in reference to the Nissan Pathfinder that was taken from 1584 Maidstone Court. So I did find probable cause for that. The bond is going to remain at $2,500. The second count is burglary of unoccupied vehicle unarmed. It is in reference to 1667 Lima Avenue. It is the Gray Ford Expedition. So I do find probable cause for that arrest, and the bond will remain at $3,500. You're not to have any contact with any listed witnesses, victims, co-defendants. You're not to return to any of the scene, any of the locations where I've indicated.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to provisionally appoint the Public Defender's Office on your cases. All right, thank you, sir. Yes.
It was saying I have a hold. What's my hold? What was my hold? I have court today.
I don't see any holds.
Thank
Judge, in regards to Mr. Jackson, there's one thing that was not addressed yesterday. He's out on, he has an order to release on an Orange County case, 20 CF 000011, possession of a firearm, carrying concealed weapon, open carrying firearm, and resisting without violence. Did you want to take any action on that?
No, I won't take any action.
What was that case number?
Can we have that case number again, please?
Thank you,
Yes,
Honor.
Judge. 20 CF 000011.
She broke up. Did you get it? She broke up. Did you
20
get it?
CF 11.
Yes. It's 20 CF 00011. Yes, and I'm not going to take any action.
And he was out on
Did you
what?
guys
She
receive
said?
Was he out on release? Out on
There is an order to release for Mr. Jackson.
order of release, so like, I guess it was on ROR.
It wasn't an ROR, it was an order to release.
I'm sorry, you said it was not?
It was signed by Judge Barber.
Okay.
On June 24th of this year, Judge.
All right, I won't take any action.
Thank you.
All right, in regards to Jeffrey Menendez Novoa, he has the assistance of the Public Defender's Office. It's a violation of probation for 2017 CF 1499. I'm gonna keep the bonds at 0 at this time.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Judge,
welcome.
what time did you want to start tomorrow?
It all depends on how many I have. I wish I could give you a better estimate, but I have no idea.
Happy 4th, Judge.
Happy 4th. All right, we are going to be switching over to Orange County.